Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Talks. And this is your host, Jay Klein. And we're just glad to be back again to drop some more anime, whether that be an older show, newer show. We're always back with something. And in this episode, we'll be covering a little bit of, I guess you can say, we have now jumped on the train, the hype of JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. And that has by far been a multitude of a lot of emotion going on within watching the show. We'll be lightly covering just only season one, just a season one review. Me and my daughter were actually watching both season one and season two. And so far, it looks from what Crunchyroll has. It has like one episode into season three. I don't know. I have to go back and like look and see what's going on there. But we do have something there. So bear with me. We have a lot going on. With that being said, that show is amazing. For those who haven't watched it, you can watch season one on Hulu if you have Hulu. If you have Crunchyroll, you know, the megalodon of anime, you can go there as well. I will gladly say within season one, I've just been captivated since like almost episode two really did it for me. Like really episode one, but episode two, like the show is just amazing. And you know, for shows like this, it's kind of hard to kind of get into the flow, but we're just gonna just dive in. We're gonna dive in. This is gonna be a season review, covering many events that have transpired throughout the course of the show for season one. I know, like I said, I'm behind the curve, so it's up to y'all as the listeners to just come in, enjoy for what I have. If you're not a mainstream watcher and you'll just, you know, you kind of just pick up as you go. That's kind of this is something for you to listen to if you have not checked this out yet. I've kind of been the type of anime watcher where like I'm just watching all kinds of things, and I've actually died back down from watching too many things mainstream. I kind of just like pick and choose and just like wander around the anime space and just kind of just pick up on random stuff. That's kind of how I ran into the Fate series, which I've talked about in the previous shows, where I plan on doing something on that. But let's get straight to it. So in season one, we get the introduction towards everything, kind of understand the life and the process and progress of being a Jujutsu sorcerer. And with that being said, our journey starts with Yuji Itadori, as he's this superhuman, basically this like as tough as nails kid who's just going through life, and his grandfather is dying, and that we're actually met with that as well. We're met with Yuji Itadori going through it's nuts. It's nuts. We're met with so much going on with Yuji as his grandfather's dying. He almost kind of like sees he has like no purpose and trying to find himself, and like it's just those elements that are brought in that kind of like get the sentimental vibes rolling. And come to find out, the death of his grandfather, by the way, he has no other guardians as well, as we're learning this as well. Like his grandfather is his guardian, his role model or father figure or parent, so to speak, that we're getting to watch and witness as everything around him. He's like just a loner. He's just there. And he's part of this little, like, kind of like this paranormal activity club where they search for all kinds of things. He has a lot going on, and he's also like very talented and like people want to pull him everywhere. It's a lot of stuff going on. And for somebody that's a loner who doesn't like really have any real direction. And with that being said, we're met with a bunch of different avenues for Yuji as we witness in maybe just a few episodes in his grandfather passing, and he's met with Megumi Fushiguro. And by far, Megumi is like, I like love him. He is like awesome. Probably the coldest character in the show, in my opinion. For one, I think I just like his hair. Like, and then his voice actor is like spot on. Granted, I do watch the dub. I do watch dubs of this, so you know you got to take it all in stride. His voice actor is so cold. It makes zero sense with how good it sounds when he's speaking in the English dub. It's pretty interesting how we get to witness Fushiguro kind of like get Yuji all in line and everything. And then you see like the first battle that takes place between everybody and a lot of things going on. And then we see Yuji consume Sukuna's finger, which Sukuna's finger, by the way, let's kind of take a step back. Is it Satoru? Yeah, Satoru Gojo is looking for part of the Jujutsu High. They're looking for the cursed object Sukuna finger, and the Sukuna's finger is Ryomen. I may be wrong, but Ryomen Sukuna is this almighty crazy like cursed individual that is sealed away, and it's all his abilities and all his power is within he had 4 arms, so it's 20 fingers, and it's like spread across like the world, hidden and all that stuff. They're looking for it. It's kind of like a Dragon Ball Z trope with the Dragon Balls. You know, they're looking for these fingers, and amongst these fingers, it attracts other curses or lower end curses, and Sukuna is like super like up there. So with that being said, even special grade curses are like surrounding these fingers and just getting stronger and stronger off of the energy that is exuding off of these fingers. So with that being like going on and everything happening, you have all these jujutsu sorcerers out there in search of these fingers. And when part of this reveal that we notice, the club that Yuji's a part of they were able to get the finger, and they're unveiling it, just unwrapping it inside the school. And that is when everything goes like haywire. Everything goes like crazy. All these curses come out and like almost kill the children or the high schoolers that unwrap the finger. And Yuji comes out of nowhere and just is able to like use his superhuman strength and like whip this curse's butt. And with as much strength as he has as a human, just regular human. And this is, of course, after he meets Fushiguro, and all this is going on, and they're talking, and they're going back and forth, trying to get away from here. And he's like, nah, like I gotta, my mission is to save. I have to save people. It's a whole bunch of like moral high ground type stuff going on. And Yuji's just like, I gotta go in there and do the best I can. And Fushiguro's just like, you're just a regular kid. You shouldn't be able to do all this. And it's crazy on all that's going on. And then we come to a cross where Yuji consumes the finger. Instead of what he was told, which would be he would die if he consumed said finger, instead he creates a bond and pact and has the soul of Sakuna in his body. And it is crazy on what we see happen afterwards with Ryomen basically embodies Yuji, and there's the power struggle that's going on back and forth, and that's kind of what's going on within that. And to kind of like lightly coat the rest of the series, I don't want to jump too hard in everything and like just almost like make it a spoiler heavy review here. It's a course of power struggle between the both of them. Yuji overall has Ryomen in check for now, as far as season 1 goes, but there is a crucial point in the season 1 portion where we see Yuji making a pact with Ryomen, and unfortunately within this pact, we don't know. What's crazy is we don't even know exactly what the pact was. Well, no, we do. Take that back. We do. There is a portion where Ryomen gets Yuji to agree that he will come out and take form and protect Yuji's body. In exchange that he will let him do whatever he wants, but he has to forget that he made the pact. Crazy. Like, it's crazy because this pact ends up happening, and then you have like it's just wild how it goes on. It blows my mind because you're just sitting here and just like, okay, what's going to happen? And then you see a portion of the pact ends up playing out, and Yuji does not remember, and Gojo questions Yuji about stuff that occurred between him and Ryomen, and he can't remember. So it is crazy. It's kind of scary. It kind of like, and not say scary. It puts this suspense mystery thriller like part and like vibe within that, because you just don't know what's going to happen and when Ryomen's going to come out and do something that may be against what Yuji wants, but Yuji won't able to remember the pact. So to get back on track to where we were, we also have a bunch of different characters that come across where we meet. I swear it's like all the names are like a blur at sometimes, but they end up getting a third, which is this crazy straw doll user. That's it's wild. Like, it makes you just want to be like, whoa. But we have a bunch of stuff going on within that, where we have a panda. We have Maki and Mai. We have so much going on within all that, and their girl partner is Kugisaki. She is so BA, like, she's so awesome, like, she's funny. And we also have the curse. We have Toge Unamaki. We have and also I want to make sure is Ryomen Sukuna. So sorry, Ryomen Sukuna. It like I like had a huge just like a brain, just it didn't go so high. We have so much going on within the show. We meet so many different people. We also have like different sword instructors. We meet Toto, who's like now like this weird friend kind of deal with Yuji. We also have, like, you could almost say, our main antagonist, we should say. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we want to even, but we'll say the yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll say that. That's like the best way to go about it. I feel like if we don't, we'll say that. Well, Mahito, he's our antagonist, but I feel like our main antagonist is Geto or Gato. He is like really, really like, oh, I just like how he's so close to finding out. Like where I'm at in the show, season 1, we find out like how Gato is like just, he's just nuts. He is like almost kind of like exiled from Jujutsu High, and he is siding with the cursed spirits and special curses. He's over there on that side of the fence, and it is quite interesting on how all that is being broken down as far as the show. He's kind of like he pops in and out, has like small little cameos where he's just here and there, which is interesting. It kind of gives you this whole, you just don't know where anything's gonna go kind of thing, and it's pretty amazing. I like it. You can't really be you can't really get mad at what's going on with him, because it leaves that cliffhanger, like when is everything going to like finally hit the head with that. It's interesting. I'm looking forward to what season 2 has with Mr. Gato. I feel like it's going to break down. I feel like he is super powerful, in my opinion, with how he's just able to kind of like duck around, and his knowledge is like beyond like just, what he feeds the special curses to be able to do their behind the scene moves is beyond me. I love it. It's great. You can't really be, you just can't be mad. It's great. We also have, we'll go back to Mahito. Mahito is like really awesome. He's a cursed spirit, and he is like really annoying. Like I call him Patch Face, but he's so annoying. Like I think if I had to really cover him, he's like almost like a kid. I feel like, granted, they're all kids. They're all in high school, but he really just gives off like he's just a kid. But I'll digress from that. He's like the main. He's considered the main antagonist. I feel like Gato really is, because he does like so much. But I'd have to say, like, as far as like with conviction and a lot of stuff going on, is definitely going to sit with Mahito. He has all the special curses. He goes out, gets all these items, makes the process of this Sukuna finger grab really, really tough for Yuji and Gojo and the rest of the Jujutsu sorcerers. So we have so much going on within all that. And then we also meet other supporting characters like Nanami, like kind of like another Gojo-esque, like kind of like just here, like a mini sensei. He's awesome. He's really, really smart, very precise. As a matter of fact, one of his very much so interesting abilities is to like critically land hits. It's funny. He's great. He's very, like, for the most part, the show attempts to go for such, it's very strong with its comic relief. I really like how they handle this whole show. It's very serious. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's people dying. There's people getting like completely just ripped apart. And then you just have the show. You know, it's good. It's healthy. It's a healthy mix of everything. And I'd have to say, if you were to really take the time to watch this show, you'll be grabbed in just like everybody else. It's definitely a show, a one size fits all show. It has the action, by the way, has like top tier fight scenes that I've seen. Season 2, which I am currently watching. I want to say I'm like 2 episodes in. The animation style is, it's so amazing. I love the animation. It's so beautiful. Like, they did such a great job with how they did it. It's like almost like they drag and drop. If you can just, it's like, I swear, Ufotable with Fate and Ufotable with Demon Slayer set the bar with how animes have to approach with animation. And I feel like JJK definitely takes the cake with being able to step it up with season 2. Of course, once again, like I do know, I am behind with being able to denote what's going on with, I've not watched towards the end of season 2, and within shows we are met with sometimes a gravitational pull and changes of artwork, art style, and or animation style, or I guess you could say flair, that it does happen throughout seasons. So I imagine season 3 is going to be even better. We're going to be met. We're going to be met with some really, 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 really captivating type things to be able to cover and be able to see. The visuals are just great. I have to really admit that they stepped it up a notch with being able to present such great quality. And the storyline is great, is awesome. I'll still go back to the fact that they did such an amazing job with just, I feel like there's not much. When there's filler, is like light filler. And for one, it's a small series, so it's not too heavy. So with that being said, you'll enjoy, I have to say there's only one filler episode that really comes to mind. Everything else is just strung together, straight point, pick up, drop, all straight exposition of everything that you need to know. You get backstories, you get everything. It's like every episode is just, they don't miss. They did great. Watch it. It's definitely one of the reasons why this show trends on anytime you look up on Google or you watch any edited stuff that's on TikTok. This show right here definitely has earned its spot. I'm not going to say it's in my top 5 animes because I've watched so many and there's so many sentimental things going on here. But as far as season 1's concerned, it is by far top tier, very much so worth watching. And if you enjoy the paranormal, the mystery, the thriller, the suspense, the side comic relief, and of course the top tier action that you can see in almost any more recent anime, this definitely is it for you. Give it a look. It's worth it. You won't regret anything. You'll 9 times out of 10 finish season 1 in one sitting. I wasn't able to due to work and being, doing the whole dad thing. So it's, I kind of get to here when I can. What's awesome is my anime partner is my 9-year-old daughter. So as we're watching, we're putting everything together to be able to bring something to y'all. And we have a Spy Family coming up soon where we're going to do a review on that. We have a lot more to watch before I drop a review on that. And it's because that show has a lot of filler and has like a lot of just pick up drop, kind of like, a lot of spacing where we're really not staying on topic with things. So I got to be careful, make sure that I don't cover anything that's filler, because, it's really not healthy to do such things. And we also have more different shows that I would like to talk about. Attack on Titan is like definitely one of the main ones I'll be doing next. I have to watch the last season finale, little 1 hour special on that, so I could be able to wrap that up and be able to bring something to the table as far as animes go. But please take the time, watch this. It's worth it. It's worth every second, minute, hour you spend on it. Just don't forget. Keep on watching this show all the way up until the end. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm excited that there's a season 3 because I haven't even really got too deep into season 2. So it's just amazing to be able to have so much more to cover and be able to play around with and be able to come back and revisit this and drop yet another podcast, something, just some food for thought, just something for you to coast down the road, give it a good listen and be able to experience it. Just even if it's just through voice, you're able to experience the passion and excitement that I had while I was also watching it. So as I would always like to end on a great note, thank y'all so much for the ongoing support. I do apologize for how spaced off it was since we had our last episode. Like I said, there's just a lot of life happening on top of for me to have anything to talk about. I have to watch stuff. So that's kind of where we're at. And I'm also trying my best to stay away from doing any podcasts on stuff that I've watched, and it's been so long since I've watched it. It feels like that's not even a really good point because it's digging too hard on memory and not too much on what I've seen that is more on the top of the brain and be able to directly flow out and make its point and hit the mark where it needs to go. So give me more time, please. We'll be at this again in a couple weeks with another episode. And thank you again. And also, if you have the time, if you're listening to this on Spotify, definitely give this a review. Give the whole podcast overall as a review. It helps. It kind of lets me know the direction I'm going. It definitely take the time to reach out to me on any social platform, whether that be X, Twitter, X is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, just anywhere. If you have my personal number, definitely get with me. Let me know on anything that I can add to this to make it better outside of the upcoming thing that I will be trying to do is live action podcasts or recorded visual podcasts where you'll be seeing me and it'll be more of like a watching thing, and you'll see this being placed on YouTube as well. It's a lot of stuff going on within the podcast space. I'm trying to make sure that I'm everywhere that I can be and be able to bring good content that I can get even more feedback to know where I should go with this. So once again, for all the support, thank you. And for all the continued listening, thank you. And until next time, peace.